Baconator Crumb. We are DallasFortWorth.com, and I chat A to Z on DFW. I want to answer, how cold does it get in Dallas? And if you are watching this the day I recorded it or the week that I'm recording this, y'all know it can get pretty darn cold. In fact, I posted over on my Facebook page. This is what I posted. November 9th to November 11th, 2019. Rest in peace. Thank you for 3 glorious days of fall, because that's all we had of fall. We went straight into like January style temperatures here in Dallas. It is freezing. So I'm looking forward to, of course, what happens after it gets freezing cold is the temperatures start to climb back up and the sun comes out. And I think we're going to hit a high of 70 in the next week. That's how it goes. So kind of like it that way. A little cold, a little warm. So how cold does it get? So Dallas is not a city. I'm going to scroll through this here. Dallas is not a city that gets super, super cold. We have our moments, and our moments can be bone chilling. However, I've been to places like many of you have been to Chicago. I've been to Kansas City even in January where it's -5. I've been up to Banff, Canada, and it gets colder for longer periods of time. I think it's harder for us because, you know what, we're just not used to it. And it just feels so much more extreme. And you know what else? Sometimes we don't wear the right gear. So those cold fronts can come in during the day if we're out at work and a cold front comes in. We're just in like a little cardigan sweater, and that's not enough. We need serious gear. And I'll tell you what, as soon as I've gone to like Patagonia and REI and Columbia, and I've gotten like real gear, like real boots and socks and coats, I am like super warm. I can sit outside on a patio when it's 20 degrees out, as long as I'm in the sun, and it's totally fine. All right, so what was the record low temperature? So the record low temperature was -8, and that was in 1899. Okay, -8 is like a normal day in a Chicago winter. So the fact that it hasn't been that temperature in a long time means that it gets cold, but not super, super cold. Now, I tell you, I'm a South Florida native, so I don't know. I don't like the cold, but I do appreciate the contrast. I appreciate the contrast in seasons. I appreciate having seasons. I didn't grow up with seasons, so I find it interesting. Around like February, I find it a lot less interesting. I'm pretty much over it, like the rest of Dallas. What else did I write in here? What does your house need for the cold? Prepare yourself. I talked about like what to wear, what to eat, staying hydrated, still taking care of your health, where to go when it's cold. So you still want to get outside because you need that O2, you need fresh air, you need to get out in nature and get the benefits of nature. You just need to be really well prepared to do it. However, if you want to stay inside, a couple places I definitely recommend, especially if you have guests from out of town and you're like, okay, I've got to go somewhere, but what do? We don't want to just hang out at the house. I talked about the George W. Bush Presidential Center. That's the library off of SMU Boulevard. The Perot Museum, a huge hit with like little ones, even up to adults. And the Museum of the American Railroad is fascinating. That's up in Frisco. So if you're on the north side of DFW, that's a great place to go and stay inside. But as far as cold, December really through the end of February, sometimes it's a little bit before, sometimes it goes a little bit later. And then as you know, if like you look on your iPhone, you will watch your iPhone weather and it is like a roller coaster. It's 20 degrees, up to 70, back down to 20, up to 60, 50s. And so an average temperature is really around 40 degrees in the winter, and then it'll spike high, and once in a while we'll get a low spike, and once in a while we might get snow, and that's, y'all know, it's like one day of sleet. It's very exciting, and so it's very, very rare. So it's all relative. I think it gets cold here, but I think it's tolerable if you prepare your house, you prepare your body, you prepare what you're putting in your body, and where you spend your time, you will survive.